All right, it's game time. Time to take off the pump cover. It is unbelievably warm out here today. This is the way we like it. And honestly, I actually don't even like having the AC on, but my phone is overheated on a couple of these and it kind of messed up the video. So today's video, as promised, the lesson that genuinely shifted my perspective on everything. I'll be honest with you, it was a really, really tough pill to swallow. But it was recognizing that the rent is due every single day. No matter what the hell you did yesterday, it does not matter. You could have had the best day of your life. You could have been on fire. It could have felt like you couldn't miss. But you wake up and it is a brand new day. It actually does not matter what you did yesterday. Even if you had a bad day, it also doesn't matter either, right? Because it's a brand new day. What are you braking for? But anyways, when you fully embody the idea that you have to prove yourself in the arena every single day, it's funny, but by letting go to the fact that, like, listen, this is what it is. And there's an element of suffering required if you want to play life on a certain level. It makes everything a ton easier for you. You start becoming super clear because you're no longer trying to fight these uncomfortable feelings of like, man, like, I don't want to sit in this uncomfort. But it's like anything else. If I put my finger on this wheel like I'm doing right now, I feel it in the beginning. But if I hold on to it for the next 60 seconds, I'm not even going to realize that it's there. And it's a real important point to hammer down because I kid you not, in my head, I was always making decisions from weakness. Always. And the weakness was, first off, fear of what other people would think, fear of failure, fear of not delivering the way I know I could deliver. And it forces you to take shortcuts. Like, you deep down don't have any conviction in yourself, so you think I have to make it quick because I know I can fake it for a few months, but I don't think I can fake it for any more than that. And that starts to take precedence in your brain, and that doubt starts becoming a part of your identity as a person. And you have to eliminate that by simply leaning into the fact that if I want to become that guy, then the best option on the board, and it's the best option because it's quite frankly the only option on the board, is by becoming that guy. It's like when you see people, they do now, everyone's talking about, I want to start a personal brand and I need to find content that hits. Doesn't matter what it is. They're all trying to create a persona versus just becoming the guy you actually are and documenting it in the process. That's it. That's the game for everything. That's actually why I love content, because it allows me just to level with where I'm actually at right now. Things that I've actually learned because I've done them, and then what I'm learning right now. Who the hell knows? I'm still trying to figure it out. As funny as it sounds, like I'm in a vehicle right now that it feels like everything's trucking along and everything's starting to move the way it's supposed to. And it's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's very, very cool. However, it's like anything else. Then you're going to be presented a brand new bag of worms. The game never ends, because let's say you get to a point where you get to your fitness, right? And you're in good shape. A lot of people believe in body dysmorphia. I don't believe in body dysmorphia. What happens is you start recognizing in the beginning, you're like, holy cow, I'm putting on more muscle. I'm looking better. I'm improving. And then it gets to a point where you actually almost have a third eye on this thing, where you know what you can actually look like, what you're actually capable of, and the target moves. And what happens is now your target's a lot different than where you started, because now you know you're capable of more. And so you look at your body and you're like, I'm underwhelmed. And most people will tell you, oh, body dysmorphia, man. You just have to look, like you look fantastic. Like you just don't know. To the average person, maybe. But this is the issue, is everybody's playing the game according to other people's standards versus playing the game to your own standard. If you earn your own approval, actually, we all know that. When you talk about the rent being due every single day, this is not an easy thing, obviously, but you want to know how you actually do that? Everybody has this, and I don't care what anybody says. You have that voice in your head that says, you know what, I should be doing this, but I don't feel like it right now. The more you can listen to that voice and abruptly just spring into action, do exactly what you need to do, and you know it right in the moment, the quicker you'll get to exactly where you want to be. And then by the time you realize the rent is due every single day, the only issue is you actually need discipline more as you start going up, because the game starts getting boring because you know what's needed on a day-to-day basis. You know the work that's working is working, and it's working highly effective. And a lot of times, those highly effective tasks, they ain't sexy, let me tell you that, but they move the needle. They give you exactly what you're looking for, and it's boring because there is nothing to tinker with at a certain point. You can tinker with a few factors here and there, but once you find it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's a very, very real lesson. You don't fix things that don't need to be fixed. If something is operating at its best, you don't just start trying to mess it up. You're doing that out of boredom. And that's the point. Unfortunately, the rent is due every single day. And just because you did the boring task to perfection the day before does not mean that today you can just kind of mess around with it. Because now you're taking yourself further away from it. Being a high performer and wanting to reach those levels, really wanting to touch the top of the mountain, to reach Mount Everest, it requires you to show up every single day and pushing as hard as humanly possible. And that doesn't mean you're exerting so much energy that you can't see out of your eyes. Sometimes that is the case. I'm not going to lie. Days on end, you're exhausted and you're just having to push through willpower. You have to do it sometimes. But it's showing up every day and doing the work that works. Because at a certain point, you're going to figure it out. Whatever that is for anyone, you start figuring out that this is working for me. And then you try to get fancy. That is the thing for me I struggle with myself. I try to get fancy sometimes, and it's because I get bored. But you want to know the difference between a winner and a loser? Two things. Winners just do the work that works and they shut the fuck up. And then amongst the winners, there's two different classes, right? We have guys who you look at him like, man, he's winning at life. The people that win the biggest in life and the people that just win in life, you want to know what the difference is? They get out of their own way. That's it. They just get out of their own way. Getting out of your own way means if something were to happen and something were to come on your plate, you're completely thrown off your game. Man, I wasn't expecting this and this is bullshit. Or someone did something that completely messed things up and you're pissed off about it and you're letting that affect you. You're letting that get inside your own head. The ultra winners use it all as fuel. Every emotional state is an advantage and they pounce. They look forward to shit going south. You want to know why? Because it's free fuel. Because it requires such emotional domination of yourself on a day-to-day basis to push so hard. I don't think people really understand how much force it actually takes to push yourself to those levels. Because at a certain point, you are exhausted and you have nothing left in the tank. And at that point, I'll tell you what, and that's why I encourage everybody to go on that journey, even if this doesn't sound like it's for me, because you'll know right away. You'll know because in your own head, you're going to arrive at a conclusion of why am I doing this to myself? Why am I pushing so hard every single day? What is wrong with me? And the people that this game is meant for is because I don't have a choice. I can't live life any other way. Because everything else, the mundane, the normal, even the piece of situations, like when people are sitting around and enjoying themselves, you can only do that for a short period of time before you lose it. There's some people that are built this way. They have to constantly push beyond and they have to see what their limits are because regular life is so damn depressing. It's the truth. I really do believe that. You look at these guys that have reached the pinnacle of the game. I used to look at them so differently, and it's funny. Now I realize I'm like, they're broken like me. As messed up as that sounds, it sounds sad, but it's actually not. You just realize in your head, as long as I can push towards something and my mission can take me to the highest levels of life, and the people in my life get to enjoy all of those things, I'm okay living in the suffering if they get to enjoy it. To me, it's so well worth it because it's the only thing that puts a smile on my face. That to me is all that matters. And that's why I know I'm going to have everything I've ever wanted in my life. I will have everything I've ever wanted. And it's because what I'm going for, as funny as it sounds, I'm not just chasing, like money or an incredible physique or charisma or charm. And I want girls to look at me a certain way. And I want to have a plethora of options. Those are things I happen to grab on the way of what I'm going towards. All I'm doing is to see how far I can go, how far I can take everything in my life. And I know that the only way to do that is by showing up and paying the bill every damn day. And it doesn't stop. And you want to know something? There's a sick part of me that knows in my head, I love it. And it's because I've never regretted coming out of hell. And sometimes it feels like you're going through hell, but you just know in your head, that's where all the juice of life is. That's where you grab all of the wisdom, because wisdom is grabbed through suffering. And as long as I can take that and pass it on to my family and my kids and my nephews and my nieces, it's all so damn worth it to me. I just want to be the most effective. I want to see how high I can go and for how long and for how far. And there's some people that mission alone is so worth it to them that their own well-being doesn't mean a damn thing. Because I'll tell you this right now, showing up every single day, I am quite literally, how I feel is a non-factor. All I care about is the purpose and the goal for the season, and that's championship or bust. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I hope this was somewhat helpful for you guys. These are things that I struggled with, and if I would have came to terms with this stuff a lot sooner, I would be way further along in my life. So regardless, listen, I love you guys very much. I appreciate you guys being here. You have no idea. These are actually very fun for me. Anyways, love y'all. I'll talk to you guys later. If there's anything that you guys want specifically, let me know. Drop it down in the comments. It could be anything. And if you guys like those comments, give it a thumbs up, and that way I know to make a video on it. I love y'all, man. Anyways, Uncle Rami out. Peace. People are so bad at driving here, it's not even funny.